What's up guys, it's your boy Kurt, coach of the Brisbane Buzzwoles, bringing you the draft analysis for NCP Nimbus, which is NCP Wi-Fi Season 1. So I had 9th pick overall in the draft. I wasn't hoping to get anything really busted. I was sort of just seeing what was going to fall to me, what I could do, and then sort of just go from there and plan. There wasn't much of a plan regardless of what I was going to get anyway. So, for the first pick, I ended up with Landorus. This is just an absolutely amazing mon. It's so viable with base 145 attack and base 105 special attack. You can run mixed if I really wanted to. It's got Intimidate, which is really nice. It's both a rocker, a defogger. It's got setup with Calm Mind, Swords Dance, Rock Polish, even Bulk Up. An absolutely amazing Z move user. It's got pivoting momentum with U-turn. It's a viable Scarfer with base 91 speed. It's naturally bulky with 89 HP, 90 defense, and 80 speed F. It has a load of coverage. Can even be a really defensive mon if I needed it to be. Like a bulky rocker with just sort of toxic U-turn. So when I grabbed this, I didn't really plan on much. I just knew that I definitely needed a couple of really good ice resists. Just because the one thing that's the main problem for Landorus is fast ice types with either Ice Shard or just things that naturally outspeed it. So with my second pick, I grabbed Katana. I didn't grab a ice resist because I saw this thing was still on the board. I needed a secondary Scarfer if I so choose. This thing's an absolutely amazing Z-move user with base 109 speed, base 181 attack, meaning that I don't even need Adamant to be two-hit KOing most mons. With Swords Dance, I can run a timid speed boosting set with Beast Boost. It can run Choice Banded, Choice Scarfed, Z-move, even Life Orb just to get damage off. It's even a defogger, which is kind of nice. There's not really much else with Katana. It's just paper thin, especially with special defense. So that's just something I gotta watch out for. But it is an absolutely amazing setup. Sweeper, late game cleaner with Scarf. There's just a lot of things that I can do with Katana. So next up, I decided that I'd grab my dragon here. Grabbing my dragon was really important, so I went and I grabbed Comet, which is yet again another setup sweeper. That's my third setup sweeper. But this thing can be a defensive sub-toxic set with base 75 HP and 125 defense, as well as naturally bulky speed F with base 105. This thing has all kinds of setup with bulk up, autotomize, dragon dance, rock polish, swords dance. It's just got all the different setups that I could possibly want. Again, another great Z move user. If I so chose to make this my Z move user, as of recording this, I still haven't decided. I'm stuck between a couple mons, this being one of them. This thing can viably go special with base 100 special attack, as well as base 110 attack. It's got an amazing ability set, bulletproof, soundproof, and overcoat, which makes it really nice as a Breloom check. Well, a semi-Breloom check. It's got insane amounts of coverage. It gets all the elemental punches. It gets rock coverage, bug coverage, steel coverage. It even gets poison coverage if I really needed it, as well as water coverage. It's just got most types as coverage, so that's really nice. So here I decided to start picking up ice resists, and so with my 4th pick, this mon was still sitting on the board in round 4, so I grabbed Tapu Feeny, and Feeny is just taking the weight of Katana and Landorus as a defogger. This is just a really nice bulky mon with the ability to Whirlpool Trap as well as taunt fat mons that could potentially be a problem for Landorus, Katana or Comet. So that's really nice. It's got haze to stop setup sweepers. Nature's Madness doing half of the target's HP every single time it hits. It's got Misty Surge, which is really nice for Katana and Comet not being able to be burned by random Will-O-Wisps. It's got Knockoff as a utility. It's just generally a really nice support mon for this team. It can potentially go offensive with 95 special attack, but more often than not it's going to be a bulky support role on this team, just because I needed to be able to take the hits, get the fogs off, all that kind of thing. So I went with a semi-ice resist. It's kind of frail, but I decided that I'd pick up yet another setup mon with Salazzle. This is purely a special setup mon with Nasty Plot, but it can run some cool things like sub disable. Yet another great Z move user, so that's my 4th Z move user. I can only pick 2, which makes this a really tough choice. It unfortunately struggles with bulky grasses, bulky waters, sorry, but Z Sludge Wave should be able to deal with a lot of those if I so choose to run this as a Z move user. Has dragon coverage for the fat dragons that take fire blasts and eat sludge waves, so that's really nice. It's got Encore. If someone decides to try and set up on this with a fat mon or sets up rock or something, I can Encore him into that, get off a Nasty Plot and get a heap of damage off onto the team. There's not really much else with this. Its abilities with Corrosion and Oblivious allowing me to set up on fast taunt mons or poison steel types like Celesteela and just Ferrothorns and stuff like that if I click Toxic, just because I need to get Toxic onto something. So continuing with the theme of getting ice resists, I picked up my secondary steel type, which is Registeel. Another great rocker. Really naturally bulky with 80 HP, 150 defense, 150 SPDF. This thing gets set up with Curse and Rock Polish and that kind of thing. It could be a T-Wave thing. It gets Counter, which is really nice. It's got decent amount of coverage, even though more often than not it's going to be a very fat mon on my team. Unfortunately, its only reliable recovery is rest, but you know, you can only take what you can only get what you're given. So that's rather annoying, but maybe one week I'll run a Curse Talk set with Ironhead if the matchup allows it. I don't think I'll be using Rock Polish with base 50 speed, but you never know. So I decided I'd grab another rocker and a fat psychic next. With another tier 3 mon, I'm picking up Uxie. This thing is absolutely amazing with utility, with Memento, pivoting with U-turn. It's got really decent coverage. Again, its only reliable recovery is rest, but it can get screens up, it can get rocks up. I can run Trick Room with a couple other mons that I've drafted, which is really nice. foul play to stop the physical setup mons trying to just set up on this. It's a really nice heal bell cleric if something gets toxic or something gets paralyzed. That's really annoying. That's all there really is that I can think of about Uxie. There's just not a whole lot with it. I gets a little bit of setup with Calm Mind, so that could be fun. So I definitely needed a bulky ghost of sorts next, so I decided I would grab Gourgeist. This thing with all its different forms just having amazing either bulk or offensive presence. Base 122 defense on all forms. Frisk and pickup as well as insomnia, which is really nice. It's got Destiny Bond. It's got Pain Split, which is really annoying. It can Will-O-Wisp and Leech Seed to get a heap of chip damage onto bulkier mons. It's got really nice coverage physically with stuff like Rock Slide, Flame Charge. It's got Foul Play. It's got Gyro Ball, which is kind of fun. Just a lot of fun stuff like that. This mon's really going to be nice. It's also got really reliable recovery as a fat mon, which is super nice. So Gourgeist being able to sort of just fit a number of roles on this team. So next I went with more removal because that was something I was definitely lacking. So I grabbed the big table Avalog. This mon is just an absolute physical wall. Base 95 HP with base 184 defense. Lacks a little bit in special defense, but this thing's really reliable with recover and rapid spin, as well as getting avalanche. So if a physical mon does hit it, I can hit it back for a lot of damage. It's got Gyro Ball with base 28 speed. Just a lot of really cool things I can do with this mon. Can be an annoying mon with toxic recover and just sort of sitting there. It's got Roar if a special mon decides to try and set up on me. It's just got some really nice attributes. There's not much else I can really go on about this. This is just a really fat physical wall that's able to spin and reliably recover as a tier 5. So next up, I decided I needed another tier 5. It was all I could afford. So I decided I would be grabbing Kingler, and this mon is just absolutely it's just ferocious with sheer force liquidations of base 130 attack with sword stance as well as agility. It's got really nice coverage with Stomping Tantrum, Superpower, X-Scissor, Knockoff. Just a lot of moves that unfortunately don't take advantage of the sheer force, but stuff like Hypercutter to stop Intimidate mons that could stop this thing potentially sweeping. Shell Armor so it doesn't get randomly crit. It's got Haze, which is really interesting, but actually really nice. It's got base 50 special attack, but Sheer Force Ice Beams are still going to be doing a lot from that. Sheer Force boosted Scalds, just some of its special coverage getting Sheer Force boosted is really nice. Doing a lot of damage, so that's basically Kingler. It's got really nice base attack. Liquidations hit like a truck. It enjoys running Scarf. Could run setup. It can just do a lot of different things. So Kingler was a really nice value tier 5 that I picked up. And my last mon as a mega to afford all of those tier 1 free picks, I had to pick up Mega Ampharos. My boy Fabio, absolute monster. Can be really nice bulky. It can pivot around with Volt Switch. It hits super hard with base 165 special attack. Gets Cotton Guard and agility and stuff like that, which is really cool. Gets coverage like Power Gem. Focus Blast unfortunately doesn't get much in the way of fire or ice coverage, but it's a really fun mon. I can see me using this a lot. It's got rest if I wanted to run a just defensive rest talk set. I can sort of run physical moves if I needed to break screens or something, or I needed to hit something that would wall this thing normally more. It can do a lot here, so it's just a really nice final mon to round it out. It's a second dragon. It's a slow electric type with really nice pivoting, really nice natural bulk with 90 HP, 105 defense, and 110 speed F. Alongside Cotton Guard on the physical side. It doesn't get much on the special side, unfortunately, but that's all I can really say about this. So that's the roster for NCP Wi-Fi. I'm your coach of the Brisbane Buzzwoles. I'll see you guys for week 1.